The champions of the future headed to Sweden for the 5th and final round of the championship as the field braced itself for the challenging weekend ahead. Kenzo Craigie, who's in that championship fight, had put it on pole position on a Friday for the first time in 2025 in the champions of the future.
Yeah, we've been struggling a bit all week. The track's really turned up today, and yeah, we just got the setup right from this morning. Just dialing it in, and yeah, it worked out in that session.
But going into those qualifying heats, it would be a different story on the first day of racing. Daniel Kelleher taking the first win ahead of Thibaut Ramaekers and Oliver Kinnmark. The second round of qualifying heats this time would see once again Thibaut Ramaekers, Kristianstad and Kenzo Craigie, who was able to put his pole position into a P1. Going on to Saturday and the full day of qualifying heats, 3 races were ahead of the field, which saw Kristianstad, Thibaut Ramaekers and Kenzo Craigie once again dominating the third round of qualifying heats. Costoya, Daniel Kelleher and Ramaekers then took on the 4th and penultimate round of qualifying heats as they had very dramatic races there. But at the end of the day, this is where it started to get interesting. Heat 13, 14 and 15 for the drivers. Lev Krutoholov taking the win from Kenzo Craigie and Kristianstad in a very dramatic final qualifying heat, which did see a red flag take to the circuit. But at the end of the weekend of qualifying heats, it would be Thibaut Ramaekers taking pole position for Superheat 1. 22 championship points to his name with 4 wins ahead of Kristianstad, also with 4 wins. Oliver Kinnmark, the Sweden home favourite, will be starting on the front row for Superheat 1. Daniel Kelleher and Kenzo Craigie will join them in the top 5 in those Superheats as they head into their Superheats and finals on Sunday.
No, I got to every overtake I could. I know it was a bit tricky with Christian with the point for the heat and for the super heat tomorrow, but I had the speed and I'm great for tomorrow.
The Sunday was upon the field of the senior OK category for the champions of the future, and Kenzo Craigie would start the day well with a P1 win after gaining 2 places in Superheat 1. Oliver Kinnmark of Sweden also having a very strong performance, finishing 1.7 seconds behind to finish that Koski Motorsport machine in P2. Thibaut Ramaekers as well securing 3rd place, and with that 3rd place was able to start on pole position for the final. James Arenosiadis, though, also with a good race, and Fasto Enardo rounding out the top 5 at the end of the first of the Superheats. Going into Superheat 2, Kristianstad could do nothing to secure pole position. The best he could muster was a front row start after taking the win in Superheat 2. Joe Turney with an impressive drive with the same as Scott Marsh, gaining 10 places for the young Briton, stepping him up into 3rd place just behind Joe Turney. Daniel Kelleher and Louis Cochet would round out the top 5 at the end of the second of the Superheats, meaning that going into those Superheats, it would be Thibaut Ramaekers on pole position. He would be joined by Kristianstad and Kenzo Craigie, the top 3 in the championship, starting 1, 2, 3 for the final. Oliver Kinnmark and Daniel Kelleher would round out the top 5, ready ahead of their final. It's the final, and it's lights out, fights on in senior OK. It's a lightning start for Thibaut Ramaekers on the inside line. He'll have the whole shot in towards turn 1. Kenzo Craigie follows suit, but that's Costoya off the circuit. Costoya going backwards in the race. The outside line may have been a tricky starting point, but it's gone terribly wrong for the Spaniard. He's well out of the contention order right now, but we'll have to wait and see as the race progresses. That's an outrageous lunge from Jesse Phillips there to get through into 4th place, but he's done so as they all concertina up there. Look at them, 4-5 wide there in the background.
Of that final round inside goes one of the few. This is one of the victory lanes.
Louis Cochet.
Yeah, Louis Cochet. Good overtaking maneuver on the inside of that last turn. Trying to protect his position, but that door is wide open. He's going to lose 3 positions, I'm afraid. Louis Cochet with Zach Drummond, Jesse Phillips and Checo Mikalev all making their way past. The battle keeps on raging. One of the fusions out there. Zach Drummond, Jesse Phillips battling along. And look at that coming together.
Here.
One of the DPKs and one of the Tony cars, Scott Marsh and Jedrich Pazel, unfortunately, having a bit of an explanation.
With Kristianstad all the way down in 15th place, make it 14th now. Costoya drops to 3rd. Ramaekers steps up into second place. You can see the advantage that Kenzo Craigie has got now at this point with the 50 points to his name. Retiring again is the 319. Yep, Toby Gale for the Birolot team out of this race. Oh, drama at turn number 7.
Yeah.
Round goes the Ward Racing driver. Is that a 330 that I'm seeing there? Down the inside, Joe Turney gets that move done on Drummond, steps up into 5th place. Down the inside, beautiful overtake.
First bite, there we go. Kenzo Craigie goes first, and the door was open, and Daniel Kelleher was there to go for the taking.
Yeah, that's beautiful from Kenzo Craigie. Takes the lead of the race on lap number 11. Well, that puts Costoya back into P2 in the championship standings, and Costoya is still sitting in 11th place. There it is. His neck. This is Luna Flusha. Oh dear me. That is definitely a front fairing. As yellow flags are out, there is more drama. That's one of the energy courses out of the race. That is the 307 energy course. That is Lev Krutoholov, and again, he has been a driver who has been on fine form this weekend. What happens in this? A final and down the inside. Kelleher goes for it. There it is. The change for the lead of the race, and through goes Daniel Kelleher. Kenzo Craigie now is going to have to think attack and defend at the same time. Absolutely sublime for Daniel Kelleher. First win of the season. He's done it. But Kenzo Craigie has done the unthinkable. Champion in 2025. Kenzo Craigie is your 2025 Champions of the Future title winner in a superb fashion. For Daniel Kelleher, it is a brilliant end to the season. His first final win, putting the Irishman in P1.
I was just managing the tyres and the race behind Kenzo and Thibaut, and then when I saw the opportunity, I took it.
Kenzo Craigie with P2 and Thibaut Ramaekers securing the last spot on the podium in P3. But for Kenzo Craigie, that second place crowns him the 2025 Champions of the Future champion.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's been a really difficult season. We haven't had the pace throughout some of it, so it's been really hard, you know, working with the team to try and get this up as dialed in as possible for all the final races. But, you know, it worked out this weekend. We had a tough start, but we came back, and yeah, now we're champion.
At the end of 2025, it is a glorious season for the young Briton Kenzo Craigie, but of course, it is not over yet, because 2026, it's only around the corner.